Coach, New York obviously tried early to clog those driving lanes and really stop that fast pace, but kind of overcame that. Can you just kind of talk about what you like from today, especially getting that quality win today?
I mean, there was a competitive spirit, from our guys. We saw that obviously in the Orlando game, and guys are fully committing to that collective competitive edge, and it wasn't like a great game on our part, but that competitive spirit, you can do a lot of things, with that. You can get a lot of belief, from that. You can weather, some storms, and we were able to, when we were able to rebound, we were able to get out in the open court. We still need to do a better job, on the glass, but these are lessons that are much better when you come off a win, and I respect that commitment from the locker room right now.
Spoken the last two times we've spoken to you about the bench and how you want to change the energy of the game, and tonight they did it again. It felt like, what have you liked about just those lineups, how they're playing together?
I mean, it's a really gritty group, so it's a competitive group, and where you think you may have advantages if you're the other team, they make up for it with their activity and their toughness. They have a belief and a spirit about them that is great. And then offensively, wow. I mean, they really play a collective game. The ball moves, they cut, they move great without the ball. They find open players. It's really a fun, group to watch. And that's 2 games in a row where they really impacted the game. There was 1 or 2 games in the preseason where they really struggled, and they owned it, and the starters, pumped them with a bunch of confidence. And then there was like a couple games in the preseason where they were just explosive, and you could see the possibilities. So we want to just feed that group as much confidence as possible. I want them just to be slightly to heavily unreasonable. It's been a great boost for us.
He was almost from start to finish. We saw the versatility of Norm's game. Comes out, hits the first 2 threes to get going, then just works his way to the foul line, getting them in foul trouble also. Can you speak to the versatility of offense, that it's so many things with Norm, and you can't just focus one way?
Yeah, he's a crafty, veteran, skilled offensive talent. And that is a very good defensive team. So if you're just trying to run normal actions, they've got great wing defenders. They blow up screens. They prevent you from coming off screens. So he just finds a way to get it, in a bunch of random situations. And I just think those are the hardest guys to scout and scheme for. He had some in transition. He had some on broken plays. He had some where, he just would create something out of nothing. And, that's a credit to his skill level. I know that he really spent a lot of time, working on his skill and being able to manage, great defenders and great defenses. His ability also to get to the free throw line or draw fouls on some of his threes, that can kind of get him going too as well.
I don't know if you would call what he's doing literally playing point guard, but you have given Jaime the ball, bring it up often, and with him having the ball in his hands there with spacers around him, why is this kind of fitting his game so well?
Well, I think anything that gets him downhill and gets him aggressive fits him. We've just had to really clean up our spacing and the decision-making to simplify, things for him, and now just let him loose. Like, he's playing great basketball right now, playing super confident. I want him just to, enjoy this, right now. He's making, the right plays, and he's keeping it pretty simple. Even if he's downhill, he's keeping it simple. If they don't cut him off on 1 or 2 spins, he's scoring. If not, he's making the appropriate play in the kick out. And that's a credit to him with a lot of work on that, the playmaking and the film study. and he's been a tremendous boost for that second unit.
You mentioned keeping it simple. How much has Simone kind of simplified his role offensively right now, just knowing where to be offensively and playing the fast style? Just what have you liked about his scoring punch?
Yeah, I mean, he has a versatility to his scoring. I've seen it firsthand. You know, when you're the number one option for your country and you have pressure where you have to score 30 a game or you lose, you have to be on, and you have to find ways to score in the margins because teams are going to scheme against you. So he can spot up, he can play off for the catch, he can play off your better players, but he can also create, you know, in certain circumstances, he can create something when you need a bucket. He can go get one, you know, for you, and we just want him to have the utmost green light you can have. You have to have that if you're going to be in that role, and he has that from the coaching staff, but more importantly, after the first, you know, few preseason games now, you know, everybody on the team understands he has to have that green light to be that kind of ignitable, you know, scorer. If he misses a couple, who cares? Shoot it. Shoot a couple bad ones, you know, because it can go quickly when he gets on a roll.
On that same line, Coach, Simone and Jaime combined for 31 points tonight. How much more can these guys do for this team, especially maybe even off the ball?
We'll find out. That's what the game's, you know, for. But I'll bring, you know, reason, you know, to, you know, our team and what we're trying to accomplish and our improvement every day. But I don't mind them being unreasonable.
Coming off a rough start in preseason and then now this week slowly coming back and then Friday breaking a franchise record. Now you see today putting up a fight. How do you see the chemistry coming together and how that spark is igniting now in the group?
It's a cool locker room. They enjoy each other. They're having fun right now. And, you know, this league is a tough league. There's nothing wrong with guys really enjoying the game, enjoying each other, enjoying competing. You know, we want our fan base to enjoy this team. There's a lot to be excited about. And, you know, hopefully this can just spark and create some momentum. All right, thank you.